Hello and welcome to The Thread. This is a podcast about my knitwear design journey, all the things I happen to be knitting on the side, and whatever other nerdy tangent I may or may not feel like skipping down this week. My name is Nicole. I'm the nerdy knitwear designer behind Common Thread Fiber, so you can find me on all the socials. I'll put them in the down bar. And today we're going to talk about one thing and one thing only, and it is this beauty that I am wearing right here. It is my I Am No Man sweater, which is now available. So if that sounds good to you, let's jump right into it. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get right into this. I'm so excited. I know my microphone's in okay, there we go. I'm so pumped about this release, y'all, and it's in no small part because it's been a long time coming. So anyone who's been here for a minute will probably remember the multitude of episodes that I have spent talking about knitting this garment, and it is because this is my first garment design. So, first garment design, and I thought it would be a great idea to make a compound raglan where the compound shaping is unique to every single size in the pattern. Yeah, I just threw myself in the deep end there, and then an overall seed stitch, right? So I definitely set myself a difficult task. It brought out my inner Eowyn, who is 100% the inspiration behind this design. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk details. We're going to talk about the yarn, and I hope you're here for it because again, I'm getting a little emotional, y'all. It's been a long time coming with this one. So this is the I Am No Man pullover. This is a compound raglan with a relatively deep V. And it is overall seed stitch with cables that go along the neck, down the raglan, and they do continue on the side. And let's talk like pattern details first, and then we'll get into the inspiration and how I hope this pattern makes you feel if you honor me enough by deciding to knit it. So, like I said, overall seed stitch cables. We start this garment with kind of a modified garter tab, believe it or not. So if you can knit a garter tab, you can start this garment. If you don't know what a garter tab is, it is very simple. So basically what you do is you take a little piece of knitting and you go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then you turn it on its side, you pick up the stitches along the sides, and you go. That's exactly how we start this garment with the cables. You do a provisional cast on, you knit a certain repeat of the number of cables, you put that on scrap yarn, you turn it around, pick up your provisional cast on, you go the other direction, you pick up stitches, slide those stitches that are on waste yarn onto your needles, you do your setup row, and bada bing bada boom, your sweater is cast on. And that's how we end up getting the cable that comes down the neck. The rest of this is basically just like knitting a regular raglan, except for the fact that this is not traditional shaping. So for anyone who does not know, a compound raglan differs from a traditional raglan because of how you do the shaping. A compound raglan will do rapid increase, slow increase, rapid increase. So it makes kind of an S that goes along the curve of your body a lot closer than what a traditional raglan will be, which is just a straight line. I'm also acutely aware of the writing up that the hem can do if you are my size and you have the kind of bust that I have, and if you don't do bust starts. So the front of my garments is always a little bit shorter. And I always thought it was me. I thought there's something wrong with me. There is not something wrong with me. I just need bust darts. So this pattern has optional bust darts they continue in seed stitch. You can barely see them. So this pattern has optional bust darts and it has waist shaping. So it is designed to have anywhere from 0 to 1 inch of positive ease at the bust. And then we do A-line shaping so that right around your belly button, we should have about 4 inches of ease in the body. I wanted that because this is inspired by armor, and I wanted a little bit of that looseness. It's medium armor, if you will. So we're not going for plate mail, right? That's really tight fitting to the body. You're supposed to have some movement going. It's also why the sleeves are the way that they are, but we'll get there in a second. So we have optional bust darts. We have optional A-line shaping. You could, of course, if you like 0 or 1 inch of positive ease in your sweaters and you don't want the A-line shaping, just don't do it. You don't have to do it. So you just leave it out. So it's optional bust darts, A-line shaping, which could be optional if you like a different look. And then a split hem. The hem, I designed it so the hem is about an inch longer in the back than in the front. And then we have 3/4 length sleeves. And these are supposed to be not quite bell sleeves, but they're supposed to be roomier because I wanted it to look like the chainmail that sits under Éowyn's armor. Basically, that was the vibe I was going for. So we have a compound raglan, optional bust darts, A-line shaping, which could or could not be, optional depending on what kind of fit you like through the body. And we have sleeves that are meant to mimic chainmail. What does this all add up to? It adds up to a garment that is inspired by that glorious moment in The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, where Éowyn absolutely murks the Witch King of Angmar. He says, "No man can kill me," and she rips off that helmet and says the battle cry that every young girl in my generation knows, "I am no man," and she murks him in the face. It's just this glorious, girl power moment. And I gotta tell you, that was a hell of a legacy to try to design for. It really was. So I have restarted this design, I think 6 or 7 times. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I blacked out after time 5. And it was because I knew what this wanted to be, and I knew that I wanted to get it there. So originally it didn't have a cable down the neck. I'm knitting along. I have half the yoke done. I'm watching Return of the King. There's Éowyn in her armor. And I'm like, oh my God, that needs a cable down the neck. Ripped it out, redid it. Originally, it was a traditional raglan. And then I realized, no, just because this will fit me does not mean it will fit other people. And what kind of message is that to send? This empowering scene, right? And only some of us can knit it and actually look at it. No, that doesn't work for me. So we regraded it for a compound raglan. And what else do I want to say about it? The charts, we have the cable charts and seed stitch. They are charted out, but there are also written instructions. So you're given a page with all the charts on it, and under those charts are written instructions. So is reading a chart helpful? Yeah. Is it required? No. So you just need to be able to look at a progress table, basically. And the goal is that you would have just 3 pages set up in front of you. And inevitably, eventually, you could get rid of one of those pages. When you really get into the zone and it's a 7-row it's an 8-row repeat, and I twist on 7, and this is a right twist cable, this is a left twist. Once you really get probably onto, row 12, you could probably get rid of the charts. Because you know what's happening, you know what's coming. So, the goal is to have 3 to 2 pages in front of you, and that's all you need to knit the yoke. And then at that point, again, we go into more detailed instructions. And then once you basically get all of this joined, you're just knitting in the round until the hem. Unless you're doing bust darts, we join, you do bust darts, and then you're knitting in the round until the hem. It's not as complicated as some people might think it is. So, I just knew with the heroic inspiration for this pattern, I could not do people with my kinds of brains dirty. I couldn't do y'all dirty. And I also knew with the grading, no, I can't express enough how not okay I felt about, yes, the traditional raglan would be easier to write, but what is easy is not always correct. What is easy is not always the right thing to do. And we are genuinely designing for a hero. We're gonna do the right thing. And the right thing was to write what was more complicated for me, but then more people can wear it and feel good in it, which is what I want. That is the whole point of this pattern. This pattern is supposed to be wearable armor. I want you to put this on and think, damn, I look good. I want you to put this on and I want you to love what you see. I want you to put this on and I want you to scream into the mirror, I am no man. That is what I want for you in this garment. And that's absolutely the energy that was put into it throughout designing it. It is 100% the energy that was put into it while writing it. And my God, it was absolutely the energy that was put into it. Not just by me, but every person who test knit this for me, which if any of you are watching, thank you so much. You are my own damn Rohirrim. I swear I could not have done this without you. Not even a little. And as my first garment design, they went through some stuff with me, guys. So, y'all, I cannot express my gratitude to you enough. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So, that's I Am No Man. We are going for empowered AF. We are going for, this sweater can either be your perfect companion if you're going to do an epic cosplay. You know, you could wear it under a waist cincher. You could wear it under, you know, your own armor. You could wear it over something if you wanted. So you could absolutely do an epic cosplay in this sweater, or you could put it on when you're going into work and it could, you know, trigger that extra swing in your step because, you know, it's just a little nod to you and yourself. You know, if you know that you're wearing something that's inspired by one of your favorite heroines. Or if you have a, you know, presentation you have to give in class and you're a little anxious about it because most people are not like me and they do not enjoy public speaking, you can know I made this. I made the set of squishy, cozy, wearable armor that is currently on my body. And if I could do that, I could do anything. So that's what I want for you. And that's what this sweater was supposed to be. And it took me 7 times, but here we are. And I'm over the moon. So this is I Am No Man, guys. She's available now on Ko-fi and Ravelry, and she is part of my basically Rohan collection, and it just feels good. So the last thing that I want to talk about is the yarn, okay? So this is Baby Cat yarn. Now I know, if you've been here for more than 10 minutes, let's tell the truth, if you've been here for more than 4 minutes, you will have heard me wax poetic about Baby Cat yarn. And that essentially love affair with Baby Cat yarn and my massive girl crush on Britta definitely started with a different pattern, but it was solidified with this one. I went to Britta just wondering if she would ever dye, you know, a non-superwash base. I was just wondering if it was like within her, you know, I don't know, field of vision. I was not expecting exactly what happened, which is she responded to me with, I have been thinking about it. You want to design something in it? Let's do it. And so it was like the catalyst, I guess. I mean, I'm sure she was going to do this even without me, you know, popping up on her, but it was, you know, the first palette that came out when Britta brought on her non-superwash bases. And so this is the leather colorway in her Organic DK non-superwash. It is Buttered Kittens. This is one of those yarns where if you're afraid of non-superwash because you're afraid it's going to be too scritchy, go get organic, you know, non-superwash from Baby Cat. It's Buttered Kittens. Like the main difference between this and superwash for me is it's not as slippery. That's it. It is just as soft. It is just as, you know, it's velvety almost, where superwash is slippery. This is more velvety, which it's not really velvet, but that's how it feels. It is super soft, super squishy, absolutely next to skin. I mean, not to give you TMI, but I seriously have like a sports bra on under this right now. That's it. So that's how next to skin this is. I do have a pretty high tolerance for, you know, a rustic wool, but this is leagues away from, it's nowhere close. Like rustic is in a different galaxy to this yarn. So this is a very, very soft next to skin wearable non-superwash. And the leather colorway that I am wearing is directly inspired by Éowyn's armor. I kind of gave Britta the rundown of what I was thinking about for this pattern, and I sent her the inspiration photos, and she absolutely nailed it. And the thing is, I don't know what I was expecting, but she saw the photos, she got the vibe immediately, and she freaking nailed it. Like, she absolutely nailed it. We were going for a deep wine-colored, you know, kind of leather, I mean, because it is leather colorway, and it's exactly what came out. This is part of her Heroic palette, which the Heroic palette was dyed in tandem with I Am No Man. And it is inspired by everything from Flemish paintings to, you know, turquoise and a little bit southwestern, you know, colors. It is just this big, bold palette. You know, a lot of palettes you'll see, they're meant to be fades. This is not a fade. This is, every single color is a standalone, just absolutely beautiful, beautiful color. And so this is leather. I had another tester who knit one up in Mediterranean. Britta actually test knit this for me. She knitted up in a little orange boy. And let's see. Actually, this is my Fear No Darkness cardigan, which is based off of I Am No Man. So I made a lot of tweaks to the I Am No Man pullover to make this cardigan. But this is the Fear No Darkness cardigan, and this is the Austin colorway, which is also from the Heroic palette. I just knew, like, when I got the itch to design a cardigan based off of this, I knew I had to do it in Austin, because basically leather, I got leather, I knit this up, and Britta started sending me photos of the palettes, and I was like looking at little orange boy in Austin like, oh my god, I need something out of both of those. So it's a fantastic palette. If you want your yarn to make you feel as empowered as this pattern does, then you need to go check out the Heroic palette. It's heroic. There's no other word for it. And okay, I'm gonna sound like my grandmother, but I'm pleased as punch. There's just no other way to put it. I'm so just giddy about it, which is saying a lot because I'm in the middle of moving. If Knitopia is looking a little sparse to y'all, it's because we're moving. We're leaving Florida and heading to Baltimore. So super stressed out at the moment. So for me to feel this level of just elation is saying a great deal. So I think that's all that I really want to say about this. We talked about pattern details. We talked about the inspiration. We talked about the yarn. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them in the comments. You can also send me an email. Again, my email is below. I will post on the community tab of my channel. I'll post a couple photos, including of the schematic, because I fully believe that you have a right to see that schematic before you buy the pattern. I am not about putting my schematic behind a paywall. I'm not about it. And let's see, what else? So yeah, I'll post a photo of the schematic, and you know, if you want to get any of the, you know, emails that I'm sending out about this garment for the next couple of days, you can hop on my newsletter. Basically, my newsletter is just, it's a lot of what you get here. It's just some nerdy goodness that's usually a page and a half. Like, you really only have to scroll twice if you're on your phone to get to the bottom of it. And we basically have an ongoing D&D style adventure that we're going on together. You get a little blurb at the beginning, and then we talk about the actual thing that inspired that blurb. And that's how we're doing I'm No Man. It's like kind of a little micro journey, if you will. And it's a ton of fun. At least I hope it is. It's fun for me. So yeah, if you're new here, I don't know if you've gotten the memo. This is the nerdy YouTube channel. One of them. There's a few of us out there. But yes, I think that's all that I want to say about this. If you're going to knit an I Am No Man, let me know in the comments. I feel a very deep sense of honor whenever anyone decides to knit one of my patterns. So please do not hesitate to share with me that you are knitting one of them. You could tag me on Instagram. You could send me a message on Ravelry. Drop it in a comment here. It's why I do what I do. I do what I do because of you, basically. So when you decide to knit one of my patterns, I can't describe how good it feels. So let me know if you decide to knit an I Am No Man. Come join our Rohirrim, if you will. We ride at dawn, which is hilarious because the actual opening music to my podcast is called We Ride. So it works out. All right, I am dithering now, so I am going to hop off here. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me. The next time you see me, I'm going to be in a very different environment. We will have, we call this Knitopia. This will be new Knitopia. Exactly. Yeah, and I have no idea how I'm going to set it up. So we may have some chatty episodes in the future where I'm basically trying to set up my knitting space and we're just two cats having a chat. I don't really know. The future is bright but uncertain, so that's where we're at. And on that weird note, we're gonna end. Have a great weekend, y'all. I will see you soon. Bye.